everybody, I'm Tom Vassell, and welcome to Week in Review. Hey, it is the Spring Spectacular Week. Lots of great playthroughs, top 10s, and more. All this sponsored by the World Series of Board Gaming. Happening this week, a couple of their players going to come in, and they're going to whoop us up in board gaming. So stay tuned and watch that today, starting with Board Game Breakfast. Meanwhile, let's talk about reviews that we did over the past week or so. We're going to talk about a bunch of videos, and then you can find more about them in the description below.
Hey everybody, I'm Z Garcia. Here's what I reviewed last week. So I reviewed Operation Barclay. I gave this one a 5 out of 10. It is a gorgeously produced game with a really well-researched theme, but I found the gameplay to be very lucky, very slow-paced, and unfortunately while I wanted to love it, and I certainly am inspired by the production and the look and the theme to love it, the gameplay didn't give me that, didn't give me what I wanted from it. I reviewed Wild Duo with Tom, and this is a collection of 5 games. Each of those got ranked individually, but overall, as a package, I gave this one a 7 out of 10. There's a couple of games in there, 2 that were really good. And these are all abstract, 2-player abstract strategy games with animal themes. 2 were very good, 1 was decent, and 2 were not so good, down to, quite bad. But overall, I like this, especially if you consider using this one as a sort of home learning tool. It's going to let you learn a little bit about these animals, because the games are about sort of animal behavior in the wild, and it lets you flex your mind playing some of these abstract strategy games with just, 1v1. So as a package deal, interesting, great look, very nice production. Overall, the weakness of some of the games means that I only tentatively recommend the entire box. And then lastly, Sunrise of the Studio, which I also gave a 7 out of 10. This is a lovely little card game from Pencil First, in which you are drafting cards and then making various things out of clay. Really neat. It's just a little procedural, and it feels a little bit been there, done that. But if you're looking for something cozy and you don't care that it doesn't really feel particularly innovative, or if you just love pottery, if this is a theme that particularly speaks to you, then this is a very well put together game. It's a game in which no part of it did I say to myself, ooh, that's a little weak, I would remove that. Everything there was good, it just wasn't necessarily inspiring. And that's it for me, everybody. I'll see you on the next one.
And that's the last of the evidence there. Hey everybody, it's Chris time now. This week I took a look at several games, the first of which was Operation Barclay. I gave this one a 6. I really wish I liked this one more. The production, the theming, beautiful on it. However, the actual gameplay lacks tension from game to game. Some games does come down to the wire, other games you kind of see the end quite broadcasted. Love the theme, love the art production, gorgeous, love Salt and Pepper games in general. This one was a slight miss for me. Next up, Kingdom Legacy, Kingdom Legacy, Feudal Kingdom, baby. A 6.9. What the score means is, I'm so close to recommending this. It's an interesting take on legacy games, but ultimately, I feel like it would be stronger if it didn't have kind of a whimper of an ending or a less fun of an ending. And then just the replayability bothers me a lot on this one. You can get through a game playing at a good tempo in about 4 hours, and it feels like if you want to play that again, there's a game that you will learn from your card play and your choices, then you have to either unlegacy it or you have to do a lot of workarounds. Yes, there's some expansions baked in the box. They give you a little more play out of it, which is neat and it's an interesting way to do it, but I want to go through that cycle again. So, unfortunately, 6.9 is my score on that one. Next up, Alte. I gave an 8. A deck-building game from Palomora Olestainas. I like how simple and straightforward this is, but some very good choices. Civilization theme mostly comes through in these civil and tech cards you can build up on the side. I like what's going on. Not too difficult. Maybe feels like the box is a little bigger than the game actually is. Maybe the biggest critique. And lastly, Galactic Cruise. This is a 10 out of 10. This is my favorite heavy Euro game that's come out in years. I think that it's approachable despite being complex and allows you to do a lot, but not too easily. But it's also not too hard. It strikes this balance of difficult and heavy, but they excluded a lot of the barriers that make these games obtuse or tricky, and yet kept all the reward that's in there. So at 10 out of 10, you want to check out the review of Galactic Cruise. Until next time, I'm going to hide more evidence.
All right, this week I took a look at one game. This is going to be Sunrise at the Studio. Came in at a 7.5. This is a really cozy game to me, and it's one that is charmed over multiple plays. The very first time I played, I didn't find a whole lot innovative about it outside of the drafting mechanism, which I really enjoy. But the more I think about it, the more the next day I want to play it again. And again the following day. And again the following day. So it's instantly kind of comfort food and has enough interesting happening with the draft that it keeps me wanting to come back and try again. So Sunrise at the Studio was a 7.5. Let's keep going.
Hi, I'm Wendy Yee, and this week I have two games that I was in the reviews for. The first one is Push Push Penguin. This is a penguin-themed game where the penguins are pushing each other into this orca, who I think is going to eat them. So you want to hide from the orca, and you want to be the second person. So you don't want to be the one eaten by the orca. You want to be the next penguin to win the game. It's not very good. It's like you roll 2 dice, and you get to pick one of them secretly of how far you're going to move. But it's basically just a roll and move game, and most of the game doesn't matter until you get really close to that orca. So basically you're just sitting there like running around collecting fish if you can, because they're rerolls, and then really the placement matters the last third of the game, maybe quarter of the game. So I gave it a 4. Didn't love it. It's very, very meh. So, okay, the next one is Galactic Cruise. This is the opposite side of the spectrum. I gave this a 9.5. Absolutely fabulous, fabulous game. So in Galactic Cruise, you are a bunch of different like high-level managers who are trying to vie for the CEO position. And so you are basically planning and creating and setting off these cruises that are going into space. And the theme is so deeply tied in and like into the mechanics of the game, and that it is a crunchy, heavy game. It is like 4 hours if you're playing with, 3 or 4 people, but it's so good. It's so absolutely good. So Galactic Cruise, 9.5. All right, that's all I have for you today. Let's go ahead and see who's next.
Me and the kids took a look at Catan this week. They'd never played it before. They gave it pretty decent ratings. I'm still giving it a 5. Mostly because I feel like every time I play Catan, somebody gets left in the dust and has an unfun game. 5 out of 10 for me. I do understand that it's a good game. Kingdom Legacy, gave it a 6 point, I think just a 6 actually. Gameplay of Kingdom Legacy is a 10 for me. This game from Frixilius, it's a legacy game. I think the legacy stuff hurts it. I play through, you make mistakes, things happen, you go, I'd like to try it again, and you can't. And that's a problem. Other than that, super fun. Perch, this is where you are area control with birds. A lot of cool things in this one. A 7 out of 10. Very mean game, but I don't mind. Alte, this is a deck building game, and it just feels too slight for me. I really can't recommend this one. I just didn't enjoy it. It felt like I saw everything the game had to offer in one gameplay. There's not a lot of exciting things. Looks nice, but a 5 out of 10 for me. Wild Duo. Overall, I'd give this 5 abstract games, or 4.5 abstract games in a box. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. There's 2 really good ones in there. Actually, I think there's 5. No, there is 5 games in there. There's 2 really good ones. 1 I didn't really care for, and then 2 okay ones. But the 2 really good ones are very enjoyable. So overall, 7 out of 10. You can watch the video to see specific ratings for them in there. I also reviewed a whole pile of party games this week. And yeah, we started showing off the new studio. We're moving. When you watch our videos, you might see behind me, but you don't see it at the fact that in front and all around, things are being torn down. We will be posting blogs as we go forth and do that. Anyway, that's Week in Review. I'm Tom Vassell. We'll see you next time.
Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, you would love to game with us at one of our conventions. Check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Vassell.
Try that again. I'm gonna hide more evidence. Didn't get the thumb. Time for me to hide more evidence. Didn't get the thumb again. Hide more evidence. Now only wearing one glove.